Welcome to CTV News, Your Canada. It's Tuesday, September 9th. We'll bring you profiles of fascinating Canadians and stories about your community. Thanks for watching.
Yes.
He's 18 and active. William Fleury boxes, does judo and more.
De la boxe, j'ai fait du judo, puis je fais de la natation aussi. Fait du soccer, fait du ski.
Pushing past his physical limitations, which includes visual impairment, William is also learning mixed martial arts. He stepped into the cage with Georges St-Pierre, who is considered one of the best fighters in MMA history.
Je me sens impatient.
To teach him some martial art tricks that he can, use on his own.
Showing William the ropes, St-Pierre and trainer Firas Sahabi revealed their signature moves at TriStar Gym.
For fun, it's a chess game. Combat sport is not only about strength, it's also about how you solve a problem. So.
C'est le champion au monde.
This session was set up by the Shine Foundation, a charitable organization that aims to improve the lives of youth living with severe physical disabilities by helping make their dream come true.
On dit toujours de William que c'est notre exemple à suivre.
William's dad says St-Pierre has always been the example to follow. On the big screen and certainly on the mat, St-Pierre is incredibly tough, but says meetings like this are a win-win.
Sometimes we take health for granted, but when I meet people like him that struggle every day, and makes me appreciate life, so it's good for me as well.
And it certainly inspired William to keep at his Paralympic dream. Christine Long, CTV News.
Nice.
Coming up, he was living in their crawl space.
It's something you see in horror movies.
Unbothered, like our ancestors did, still we rise.
The third annual Black Excellence Brunch held at RBC House and sponsored by Tourism Jamaica honored those who are making a difference in the film world right here at home. Marsha John Greenwood is the VP of People and Culture for TIFF.
Creating room and space for our community to come together allows them to, fulfill and ideate and think about the things that they've been had in their head, but can actually share it.
One of those recognized, Planet Africa. 30 years ago, the event, platform, and party was started to give the community a home.
It's everything. As a black filmmaker, you want to see your peers, you want to celebrate your peers, you want to see your friends, get a chance to just reconnect with them and celebrate, lift them up. So that's why I always come.
Director Hubert Davis's film Youngblood had its world premiere at TIFF on the weekend. The Black Excellence Brunch is a much sought-after ticket. It gives people a chance to mix and mingle and have a bit of a party early in the morning. But perhaps the contacts they make, the friendships they build, will lead to work in the industry one day. Andrea Case, CTV News.
Meet Rachel Lancaster, the muralist bringing concrete bears back to life.
It's like bringing art history to life again. It's keeping it alive.
In 2005, 67 concrete bears were created and displayed on Broadway as a fundraiser for Cancer Care Manitoba. Today, they are scattered across the province.
They were auctioned off for charity for cancer care. And back then, once they were cast, there was artists that were hired to paint them in all different ways.
The bears are made of cast concrete, and time hasn't been kind to them.
The original first bear that I was asked to paint was a blue bomber bear. That bear was in rough condition. It needed some structural repair, like the concrete needed to be replaced and whatnot.
So she brought her paint can and brushes and repainted. The news got to the original artist, Hubert through his daughter.
She says, yeah, somebody restored your bears. It's Rachel. And so I went online and looked at her job, and I said, wow, she did a good job.
Then Theroux made the connection with Lancaster.
I phoned her, and she was glad that I got in touch with me. And we had a long, pleasant conversation.
He also gave me a lot of tips on how to do it. He told me about different primers that he used. And so, yeah, it was a very long conversation, and I was very, very grateful for it.
And she's hopeful she'll get the chance to work on more of the bears.
Typically what I do every day is I paint murals. I'm happy to do that, but I hope more bears are in my future as well.
Harrison Shin, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Go
golf clubs instead of hockey sticks, but the Ottawa Senators are back home.
That was a great summer. I think I'm really prepared and obviously excited to see all you guys again, see my teammates.
The players together again for the annual Ottawa Senators Charity Open, using the time to reconnect, but also looking ahead with expectations higher than ever after their first playoff appearance in 8 years.
We want to feel that every year. It was probably the best feeling I had in a long time playing hockey, the most fun I had, and obviously when you come into a year like that, there's higher expectations.
Last season was great, and obviously it sucks to lose in the first round, but it leaves you going into the summer with that hunger of getting back to the playoffs.
It was a relatively quiet offseason from management, but GM Steve Staios says the experience the group gained last year should help heading into the new season.
It's a process. We know how hard it is just to get into the playoffs, and being able to focus in on having the confidence to know that we can play a certain style that'll lend ourselves to becoming a playoff team again, and then the confidence of those experiences can help.
That's just going to help us for coming into this year. It's more experience for everybody. It's a learning curve for everybody. So coming into camp and coming in the start of the season, then we just want to keep doing the same thing we did last year.
It's not just about on the ice. Fans also keeping an eye on the team's future home.
Real excited about this year, both on and off the ice, with Sorel leader and some of our ownership group, the purchase of some lands, 11 acres at LeBreton Flats for a new hockey arena.
But for players, it's all about starting a new season.
I believe in this group, I believe in this core, and the next step is in our room. I think Steve has done a phenomenal job to kind of support our group, and we just got to take a next step.
Training camp begins September 17th. The team's home opener is set for October 13th. Josh Morano, CTV News.
From London to London.
I did 13 years in London, England, as a freelance singer, organist, director, educator, and I was actually looking for something a little calmer, and this London's definitely calmer.
Lawrence Williams, who has toured the world in professional choirs, has taken the musical reins at St. Paul's Cathedral.
I hope what I can bring here is a passion to introduce people to music, whether that's through the concerts we want to set up here, or whether that's through some of the educational schemes I really want to build.
On top of playing the beautiful organ, he'll be directing the adult choir and working with children and Western students. As a child, he had the unique claim to fame as a chorister at Westminster Abbey.
I had the privilege of singing for a number of royal services, and including the funeral for the Queen Mother in 2001. And it was very odd going back and watch when the Queen's funeral happened a couple of years ago, watching that and seeing a lot of the parallels.
He's just so enthusiastic about music, about church music, about choral singing, about singing together, joining voices together, about perfection. It's that breath of fresh air. He has ideas.
And he has 4 big ideas for the London music scene.
I want to bring some amazing concert experiences and bring new audiences to that. I want to create the most amazing adult choir. I want to create a chorister experience program here, which will be on a Wednesday after school. And that's an opportunity for children to come and experience the same tradition I experienced. And lastly, I want to start a community choir here that will be very, very open, non-audition, for people to come and sing in this beautiful space.
They are lofty goals, which musician Carrie-Ann Pasma believes will bring positive change.
I think we're going to reach new heights that we haven't before and make incredible music.
Brent Lale, CTV News.
Temperatures are now upon us, but for the bulk of summer, many struggle to beat the heat. And now we know why.
I don't think people have to be told that it was a very warm summer here in the region. In fact, it was the warmest summer since 1955. And of course, we're talking about meteorological summer, which goes for June, July, and August.
The hottest summer in 70 years, and the 4th hottest summer that the E.D. Soulis Weather Station at the University of Waterloo has recorded since 1914. Fall doesn't officially begin until September 22nd, but experts continue to reflect on the intense heat.
We saw 34 days over 30 degrees Celsius when on average typical summer we only see 11. So you see we saw 3 times more days above 30. And put all that together and it was about 1.5 degrees above the average temperature for those 3 months.
The summer's high was 35 degrees on June 24th, marking the third highest reported temperature in the weather station's 25-year history. And none of that data includes humidex values.
The problem is it's harder to get the long-term humidity going back many, many years. So it makes it harder to get those records going back that long for the humidex, whereas temperature, we do actually have some solid records for it.
Air conditioning specialists say they also noticed the hotter season, leading to a busier year than usual.
It wasn't just busy 1 week, off for 2, busy a couple days. There was a sense of urgency pretty much all year, and it maintained consistency.
A mix of new unit installations and everyday calls for service.
A lot of people in a frantic, panic state. Stuff stopped working. It's 35 degrees outside. You really can't maintain comfort in your home when it's that hot.
Looking ahead, though, weather experts say the intense heat is not a precursor of what's to come.
Certainly going to the winter, that's going to depend a lot on weather patterns and an El Nino and a whole bunch of other global patterns. So much too early to talk about the winter.
Kara Smapp, CTV News, Kitchener.
Today, the town of Lunenburg is celebrating its 100th Fishers Memorial Service. A service that started in 1925, service that was meant for the whole entire community to come together, to honor the fishers who had lost their lives to sea, to heal together, to grieve together. Because really the service is for those who are left behind to deal with the grief. We have an expression here in Lunenburg that we say that Lunenburg hung on a fishhook, where in the days in which cod was king, so it's the backbone of this community. But part of the problem with that backbone is the toil and the cost that was done by the fishers for this town to be what it is today. So today is the day in which we pay honor and a respect to those who paid the ultimate price and lost their lives at sea. So in 1993, when we had the loss of the Cape Aspie, that really spurred that conversation for this monument. And I'll always remember the first time that I came to see this monument with my husband, who is a retired offshore fisher. And what stood out to him was the blank slates, the places where there are no names. And this year is a reminder of that because we had 2 names added this year from the vessel Fortune Pride that was lost. I think for this community, the hardships of the sea have really become part of our coastal cultural fabric. It's entwined in who we are. There is a part of us that accepts it, but there's a part of us who still grieve it. We have to always remember where we came from and the struggles and hardships that were involved for us to get to where we are today.
The new interim executive director of SWC meets with a board member to bring herself up to speed on the organization and what a new partnership with Spark Employment Services will mean.
What I hope to bring to the role is really just that guidance and that support, being able to connect with both board of directors and really grow both agencies.
SWC, formerly the Sudbury Women's Centre, provides access to basic needs, resources, services, and education for women and gender diverse individuals in Sudbury.
Both organizations serve a very similar clientele. Being able to be in the position of leader of both organizations, there will be more opportunities for us to bring the resources together and for us to be able to refer between each other very seamlessly.
We are expanding our resources as well, and having Chantal Makala as the interim executive director with her track record of amazing leadership as a CEO of Spark, I think it will increase the growth of our leadership team as well as the long-term sustainability of the organization.
Despite having one leader in 2 roles, both organizations say they're fully committed to their respective clients and will remain 2 separate agencies.
However, this will give us opportunity for us to come together and work collaboratively together, whether that be on programming, whether that be on future grant applications. This is really a new innovative way of us to sort of deliver our services and to structure both organization. So there's a lot more to explore and more new to identify.
Makela says SWC wants to create a hub model, essentially a one-stop shop for clients in need of support. Makela adds she's hopeful her leadership can grow both agencies and move them a step closer to this goal. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Sudbury.
The ceremony marks the start of a week of events leading up to the community run on Sunday, September 14th at JB Tudhope Park. Last year's run raised over $91,000 for cancer research, bringing Aurelia's total contributions to more than $1 million.
Terry Fox spoke here in Aurelia 45 years ago in July, and Aurelia has been an incredible community supporting the Terry Fox Foundation ever since. Everyone is welcome at the Terry Fox Run. Any age, any ability, anything goes. If you're not able to walk, let us know and we'll have you volunteer somewhere.
A flag was also raised at Barrie City Hall this afternoon, launching a variety of local events that aim to encourage residents to get involved all week long. Both cities are paying tribute to Terry Fox's legacy while raising funds to support life-saving research.
They call it the toughest 2 minutes in sport for a reason.
It's actually called Firefit, and the fastest and strongest firefighter in this extreme fitness world is now Brad Dix from Strathcona County.
His devotion is second to none. He eats, sleeps, breathes this stuff, but most of all, he just works for it. He's always grinding.
Brad Dix out of Strathcona by himself. Earlier this summer at regionals in Calgary, wearing full gear, Dix climbed 6 flights of stairs, hoisted a huge roll, banged a sledgehammer, ran through pylons, dragged the hose, and rescued Randy in just 1 minute and 9 seconds.
Most relay teams struggle to get under 110. So Brad on air by himself to run under that number, it's a little bit like he's running a different sport. So there's kind of Brad and then the rest of us.
The hose weighs 300 pounds when it's fully extended. The dummy is 175 pounds.
After 10 years of hardcore training, Dix finally got it done, with his son waiting for him at the finish line.
And the first thing he said is, "Can we go to the bouncy castle now?" So it just reminds me to not take myself too seriously.
Keep moving. And now comes Nationals next week in Ontario, and the chances of setting another record are very real, thanks to his local competition.
Last pylon, Dave, let's move.
His coach from Edmonton Fire.
We have a tower at Edmonton that is an exact replica of the one that we race on, and so we said, come on out, I think we can help.
And the voice of the team, named Carla.
I do a lot of screaming while they race, for sure.
From then on, she just yelling me to go faster. So I think I'm more running scared than I am running.
But what Brad wants more than any individual honor is the mixed team relay crown, named after his Firefit mentor, Darren Anderson.
Lost his life due to job-related stresses, and unfortunately died of suicide. In the anxious hours before a race, kind of feel like he's with me. Oh, he'd be proud of me. He was always my rock. He taught me everything about Firefit, and yeah, happy to do it for him. It was really nice.
In Sherwood Park, Dave Mitchell, CTV News.
Lunches are made fresh every school day at the Brown Bagging for Calgary's Kids downtown kitchen. Lena Anderson has volunteered here every Thursday morning since February. On this day, she's packing hampers.
We have fruit snacks, veggies, whole fruits, and then multiple different sandwiches. So whether you have allergies or something like that, we have ham, cheese, turkey. We even have a chickpea pita. We have a peanut allergy, PB and butter as well. So yeah, lots of variety in each of these bins.
The number of lunches made for hungry kids is on the rise, according to Executive Director Bethany Ross.
With back to school, we are providing lunch right now for just about 8,000 kids every school day, which has grown so much over the years, and we're really fortunate that we have a community that continues to respond, but it's really shocking and hard to think that that many kids are struggling to have access to the food they need.
Brown Bagging launched a campaign for the month of September with a goal of raising over $600,000 that will fund more than 150,000 lunches. The organization is always in need of volunteers, but lately is short of drivers. Diane Hannaford has volunteered for 4 years and fills in anywhere she's needed.
I was usually only going to maybe 4 schools. We have had so many schools, more schools sign up that on Tuesday when I was driving, I drove to 7 schools. So, yeah, we're in great need for drivers.
Hannaford says it's rewarding to deliver lunches to schools and help out in her community.
I had no idea until I started volunteering here that there were so many hungry kids. So it's really an important program.
Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
As Hilda Duddridge turns 100, she's looking back on a defining memory from her childhood.
12 years old, I think I was.
To this sculpture Hilda made of her younger self, growing up without anything during the dirty 30s, but wanting for nothing.
And I felt this moment of complete bliss. And I thought, oh, I just love the whole world. It just wanted to wrap it around me.
2 years later, Hilda had to quit school to take a job at the post office to help support her family.
A government job with a pension.
A year later, the world was at war. She lost friends. Her home was destroyed by a bomb. But Hilda never lost hope.
We all knew we were going to win. Mr. Churchill had told us that.
So Hilda stayed calm and carried on before being swept off her feet by a member of the Canadian Air Force named Lou.
He said, I knew you were the girl I was going to marry.
He proposed a week later. 6 months after that, they both said, I do.
As long as you love each other, willing to face anything, really.
Hilda had to wait in Wales for Lou to complete his service before the war bride moved to Saskatchewan and the couple started a family in a house with no electricity or water.
But, well, we coped with enough differences all through the war. You get to know how to cope with problems.
Yeah. And thanks to their resilience and hard work, the couple and their 4 children ended up making countless happy memories together before Lou recently died at 105 after 78 years together.
Yeah, he was a great guy to be married to.
Well, Hilda couldn't be happier to be celebrating a century with her friends and family that's grown to include 6 grandchildren and 7 great-grandchildren. She also couldn't be more grateful for this little girl, who's still a part of her.
I've never forgotten that moment.
Who first taught her what she's learned life is all about, to embrace every moment with love.
Well, the main thing in life is love. There has to be love in your life.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News.